They are made that way for that reason. And like when you get a suntan because there's a reason behind it. There's a reason behind everything. And my professor was telling me today in class about how there's this book that this writer wrote, and it says, the title of the book is called How to Read Literature Like a Professor. And it goes over many key points, and it says, well, if the story has a guy that's deaf, the guy's deaf for a reason. If the guy is blind, the guy's blind for a reason. There's got to be a reason behind it. And if there's a family sitting down at a meal, if they're stuff like that, like small little things that you don't really notice, but they have to have a reason behind it. Like they can't just sit down and eat and then just eat. You know, there has to be a reason behind it. There's many, I'm not sure the word that she used, but there's many things about it that is done, you know, and looking at art also, you can see, yeah, you know, this is the reason why this artist had this there. And I'm not really sure about how New Age art is. I don't want to say New Age. Postmodern art is. I don't know how they do their art and if there's a reason behind what they do. But yeah, you know, like we don't have control over what happens in this world, really. Like, I'm not sure if I had talked about this yet, but there's this movie called Crash, and I mentioned this in a previous video, but I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in this video. But there's this movie called Crash, and I was talking to my friend, and she was saying, no, she wasn't talking, but I was talking, and I was saying, you know, in the movie, this one guy gets pulled over by this police officer, and him and his wife are standing by the car, and they're waiting for the police officer to write them up, and the guy starts getting a little mouthy with the police officer. I think that's how it went. And the police officer like comes over, and then he sees the guy's wife, and his wife can't really do anything because he's a cop, and so he starts raping her right in front of him. And I was just like, holy crap! And that's really what happens in the world, you know. Things that are crazy like that happen in the world because it's life, you know, like. You can control that. You can beat the guy up. You can shoot him. You can stab him. You can do whatever you can, but you can't change what's happening in that time, in that moment, because she's getting raped. You know, you can't change that she's getting raped. And also, too, the movie covers this one time where oh shoot, what was it? I don't know. Whatever. But like. It's just the movie is awesome. If you ever have a chance to watch the movie, just watch it because it's not even just an amazing movie. It's intense. It gave me an adrenaline rush the entire time, and it gives you a better view of the world and like a better world view. And yeah, there's a lot of movies out there that you should watch, and I always thought that movies were lame until I started watching them and yeah, you know, like what Hitler did to the Jews, you know, we can't change that. Life happened, you know, and thank God that the Jews weren't eradicated because that would have sucked, you know. But I don't think I have anything else to say, but that's what's on my mind. I'm going to write this book. I'm not sure when I'm going to write it, but we have winter break coming up soon, and I'm going to get to it. I'm going to put some of Michelangelo's art in it. I'm going to talk about the Sistine Chapel, and there's one art piece called The Last Day, or Final Judgment. Final Judgment. There's also the hands. I'm not sure what they're called, but like when the two hands are touching, when it was, I think it's God and I'm not sure who else are touching hands. Then there's another piece with the Last Supper, and then there's the other one where they're all the politicians and all the scientists and all the language philosophers are there. Not politicians, but Michelangelo is ridiculous in how he evolved many things. Like he not invented, but he was the first one to draw an idea of a helicopter. And that amazed the crap out of me. But, you know, I think he still has a really good influence on our world today. and I want to input and involve him in my book. But yeah, I hope it works well. I hope it does well. But I'll keep on updating and getting more information about what I'm going to be doing. Pretty much it'll be just like what my blogs are, just going over ideas and stuff like that, and what's going on, and I journal a lot for my classes, and I think I'll continue doing that. My professor, she encouraged me to do that, and yeah, it's great because it gets my ideas out of my head onto paper, and then I can look back at them. And yeah, I think it's great that we should dialogue like this and think through things in life, because so many people have things stuck in their head. And I had that problem not my entire life, but part of my life. I had so many things stuck in my head, I didn't know what to do with them because I had no gateway. And I finally found my gateway, and it's through writing. I hate to write, but you know, that's what I gotta do. And if I have to do it, then I'm gonna write a book. And I hope it works well. My professor said that I'll do a great job, and I agree with her, because obviously I get good grades in class. But yeah, thanks.